Here are two things you should know about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a little man, and Zacchaeus was a rich man, and nobody liked him very much. Okay, that's three things. Nobody liked Zacchaeus very much, mostly because he got rich by taking money from other people and giving it to the Romans. Nobody liked the Romans much either. That was because they just came in from another country like a bunch of big bullies. They came with all their soldiers and swords and spears and stuff, and made people do things they didn't want to do, like give them money. That's what Zacchaeus did. He collected money for the Romans. They called it collecting taxes. Some of the money he gave to the Romans, but lots of it he kept for himself. And that's how he got rich. Zacchaeus was a very rich man, and Zacchaeus was a little man, without a lot of friends. One bright sunny day, Zacchaeus looked down the dirt road that came into Jericho, and he saw a crowd of people coming his way. Back then, everybody was talking about a guy named Jesus.
I'm Jesus.
Everywhere Jesus went, people who were sick got better.
I feel better now.
People who couldn't walk could walk again.
She can walk again.
People who were blind could see again.
I can see.
Jesus was a pretty amazing guy, and everybody wanted to see just who this Jesus guy was, including Zacchaeus. The only trouble was, everywhere Jesus went, there were always a crowd of people all around him. And remember, Zacchaeus was a little man. He knew that he'd never be able to see over a great crowd of people. Zacchaeus ran up to the edge of the crowd and stood on his tiptoes to see what the big deal was. But all he could see were the backs of people's heads. He tried jumping up and down. He bounced from one side of them then to the other, but still he couldn't see. But then, on one lucky bounce, he saw the man at the center of the crowd. It was Jesus. Zacchaeus tried to push his way through the crowd, but everybody wanted to see Jesus, and they wouldn't let him through. What could he do? He wanted to see Jesus too. Then Zacchaeus turned around and saw a sycamore tree growing right beside the road Jesus was walking along. Zacchaeus had an idea. He ran on ahead and climbed up the sycamore tree. He didn't care if he looked silly or not. He wanted to see Jesus. Sure enough, Jesus stopped right under the sycamore tree. He looked up, and there was Zacchaeus peeking through the branches.
Zacchaeus, come down from the tree. Coming to your house tonight.
Oh, this is an outrage.
How does he know my name? Zacchaeus thought to himself. But he does. He knows my name, and he wants to stay at my house. When his feet hit the ground, he was so happy he nearly did a little bit of dance. But that's just what Jesus does to people. Jesus laughed and slapped his arm around Zacchaeus' shoulder, and together they started off towards Zacchaeus' house.
This is an outrage.
Oh! Why?
Easy over here.
I don't like you!
This is not fair.
You're a tax collector!
Quiet.
You're small.
Quiet. Crowded.
I'll give away half of my money.
Fine.
Yay! We like you now!